Riots, chaos, and a president who egged it all on. The storming of the U.S. Capitol building is going to leave a lasting legacy, and it's raising questions about how the country can move forward. Joining me now is former United States Ambassador to Canada, Bruce Heyman. Mr. Ambassador, always great to talk to you. Not a topic we were hoping to talk about, but here we are. It helps to have a shared language and shared definitions. A lot of people said this was a protest gone wrong. Was it an attempted coup? And what laws do you think were broken by the President of the United States here?
So first of all, it's always good to be with you as well. Unfortunately, this is not a happy day in America. But let's be clear. Washington, D.C. is a city where protests have taken place for decades upon decades. Peaceful protest, marches, expressions of concern about government and the role of government. But this went beyond that. This was riotous. This was an attempted shutdown of the U.S. Congress in a transition of power in the United States. And this was egged on by the president himself to try to hold on to power, unjustifiably so, which is clear when the Congress got back together last night and affirmed that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be the president and vice president come January 20th. But there were a lot of laws broken. They broke into the House. They threatened people. They destroyed property, and people lost their lives.
Mr. Ambassador, I'm glad that you talked about the peaceful transfer of power because you directly participated in the last one after U.S. President Donald Trump won the election. How does that compare to what you saw yesterday?
So, look, I make no mistake about it, and everybody in Canada knows how I have felt about Donald Trump and his behaviors over these last 4 years. But he did win a legal vote, and he became president of the United States. I think people were bamboozled, hoodwinked, fooled by his media style and his lies, but he was elected. And we did hand over power, and the Obama administration worked hard to have a smooth transition of government, even though they were biting their lip while doing it. This is very different. This is a creation of a false narrative which has spurred on a whole group of his followers who believe somehow that this was stolen from them. And even in his language last night, when he talks about a transition of power, he still is holding on to the claim that somehow he was robbed of this election, which is so far from the truth.
Well, Mr. Ambassador, let's talk about next steps. In your opinion, what's the best recourse? What's the best consequence to what we saw yesterday?
So that's the debate that's going to take place in Washington today. I think the majority of that debate is probably going to take place within the Republican Party. They have to determine, are they Trumpers post the Trump presidency, or are they going to be an opposition party, as you would call it in Canada? They have lost the presidency, they've lost the Senate, they've lost the House. What kind of party will the Republican Party be? So here's what they can do. One, they can invoke the 25th Amendment of the Constitution and come together and remove him as president for the remaining days. They can accept an impeachment. They can force him to resign in a conversation and march down the way they did with Richard Nixon when Nixon had to resign. Or we can just go through these days and pins and needles, hoping the president doesn't do something so radical again over these next 13 days. It's only 13 days, but yesterday demonstrated how dangerous this man is.
Bruce Heyman, always great to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Ben, be well.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.